Welcome back to the Terra Luna Classic chat channel. Today we have some exciting news from Edward Kim, a leader and developer within the Terra Classic community. He published an article titled, "A Path to Recovery for Luna Classic." Friends, this is just what I have been waiting for. A roadmap. A plan to move forward and beyond staking and burns. Let's go through this article and highlight some of the more important pieces. Kim starts by saying Vegas was the original author of Proposal 3568 that described a 1.2% tax and burn on all transactions of LUNC. Terra rebels implemented the tax burn by repurposing the Stability Tax Code as accepted in Proposal 4159. Thus, taxes can be charged and burned for on-chain activity such as sending between wallets and smart contracts that interact with the chain. To activate this code, a governance parameter proposal will need to be passed that specifies the exact amount of tax to be charged and the associated tax cap. This proposal is imminent. Friends, this means the proposal could be posted any minute now and open for voting. I expect the vote to be fast and reach a very decisive yes. We are right at the door of what we said we wanted. He goes on, the burden of the tax and burn would be shouldered by the core users and projects on the chain. In the past, the community has voiced with resounding unity that they are willing to play their part, but undoubtedly the tax will take its toll if the burn remains only on-chain. Our code cannot enforce taxes on off-chain activity, which is where the majority of the volume of LUNC is taking place. Thus, one of the primary goals of the burn implementation and execution is a signaling to the exchanges that the core governance community can and will execute a tax and burn, and desire the same to happen on the CEX. As mentioned by CZ of Binance, they don't even burn for on-chain transactions, right? The upcoming parameter proposal will be to burn on-chain transactions, and would be the commitment and solidarity that the community needs in order to ask the CEXs to come on board. In fact, some CEXs have already started to burn in response to the original proposal. And breaking news about CEXs, Gate.io is now fully on board with the Terra Luna Classic burns. If this is good news to you, then support this channel and please subscribe. In my previous video, I highlighted the fact that the centralized exchanges are business and technically owe the Terra Classic community nothing. However, they are seeing the progress being made and the commitment to rebirth Luna Classic, and are choosing to support us. Kim continues by writing, behind the scenes, the tax and burn requires changes to some of the core applications that interact with the blockchain. We have open lines of communication to members of TFL that are working to help us integrate the changes that have offered as pull requests and are awaiting their response. Given the state of the applications, a parameter change proposal will be created on or before September 10th. If the tax and burn should pass, the target activation epoch is 94, on or around September 20th. 2 important points you should know from this. First, TFL has been in touch and it appears they are going to help in updating dApps associated with the burn tax. Second, we have a new date of September 20th, at the latest for burns to be active. Big, awesome news, friends. And I can't wait. My calendar is now marked September 20th. Kim also addressed the repeg between Terra Luna Classic and USTC. He shares, when TFL disabled the swap between Luna and UST on May 13th, the blockchain defaulted, and the 10.3 billion remaining USTC in circulation became approximately $9.5 billion bad debt. Terra Classic's position today is akin to an emerging market country like Argentina in the wake of a debt default. The creditors must collapse the bad debt, while getting compensation meaningful relative to the current USD value of their holdings, making them as whole as possible under current constraints. This is commonly referred to in traditional finance as a debt restructuring or a debt for equity swap. From a business perspective, a debt restructuring to resurrect the decentralized algorithmic stablecoin makes sense if and only if its key pillars can be failure-proof to a far greater extent than old Terra Classic was. Those efforts don't break the back of the LUNC community, who would likely fund it, and its reserves can forestall a death spiral even in the event of total failure of the capital controls system. But perhaps most importantly, by resurrecting and drastically improving the decentralized stablecoin, we can turn one of crypto's biggest defeats into the most stunning turnaround in digital asset history. I must say this is a big and bold plan on Kim's part. He is stating that he believes he has found a way to lift both USTC and LUNC out of the water. And if you are staking your Luna Classic right now, you are likely earning a bunch of both. Kim goes on by saying, we can, within our modest means, throw a life raft to those of us unlucky enough to hold UST over Luna at the time of the crash, and bring them back into the fold at a customer acquisition cost that any new protocol would envy. We can represent the broad-based interests of the Terra community, without cynically abandoning our large tribe of USTC holders who today own 9.8 billion NFTs backed by nothing more than the hope that either we or Luna 2.0 will eventually assume a portion of their restructured debt. After months of exhaustive analysis, we believe we have located sufficient community assets to accomplish all of these objectives without the need for outside funding. And we have also made revolutionary improvements in Luna Classic's capital controls needed to justify this effort. Ultimately, this could lead to an exponentially faster burn of the LUNC supply by reversing it through the mechanism by which it was originally minted. Friends, I am not going to pretend that I completely understand all of what Edward is proposing, but the spirit of it seems reasonable, and I am sure that more details are soon to come. And finally, we get to utility. A piece that I strongly believe is at the core of any cryptocurrency. Kim lays out the following, a path to utility. While there have been some very important dApps that have recently expressed a desire to come back and build on the Classic chain, the reality is that some are still sitting on the sidelines, and some have left for Luna V2 or other ecosystems altogether. We face the opposite problem of most Web3 Layer 1 protocols. Instead of having a huge horde of tokens to incentivize adoption and outside users, we have hundreds of thousands of active users, but little room for additional token incentives. The strongest attractor for utility is our community. In the past 30 days, we have averaged over 8,000 new wallets every day, and a total number of wallets surpassing 5 million. To put this in perspective, Cardano, a top 10 market cap cryptocurrency, has approximately 3.5 million wallets, and a growth of 2,300 new wallets per day. New efforts are underway by members of the community to engage with builders, and are working tirelessly in the background to keep them informed. In response, our resident visionary, Zaradar, has laid out a detailed plan on how to pivot our core blockchain technology. To summarize, instead of staying stationary and attracting projects to us, we will evolve to meet the projects where they are. We have introduced Rogue One, our newest testnet, based upon the Luna V2 core. It is only in its infancy, but it does contain the stablecoins and all the necessary upgrades to communicate with the rest of the Cosmos ecosystem. Furthermore, any dApp, NFT, or other projects being built on Luna V2 will not require any additional development, and will inherently be compatible with both blockchains. The core implementation will require a new genesis and rewrite of the market and Oracle modules, which will take some time. Thus, we see this effort as a future improvement to be completed in 2023. Kim is stating that instead of waiting for projects to come to the Terra Classic community, the community will seek these projects out and partner them into the blockchain. I honestly can rest easy at this point. In my previous video, I said the Terra Luna Classic community needed a 2023 plan. And well, we have a plan now for LUNC. We have a strong community and a lot of momentum. And more than ever, I do think we could see a double-digit Terra Classic price in 2024. Here we go. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. It would really help out the channel. Until next time, take care.